Okay, we're on the video again. All right. I want to thank Rav Schechter for speaking to us. And I should have mentioned that Rav Schechter was the Rabbi Master with our Eruv here in Great Neck, among his other things. And he was Dr. Shipman, and he went around and checked the Eruv. And I want to thank also the people who also participate and give the shiur. That's Dr. Lieber Cohn and Jason Applebaum and Eli Netanel, even though they're not here tonight. Okay, I'm going to read the last few lines of the Masechta. Then Moshe is going to read the last two lines and do the Hadran and the Kaddish, and then I hope afterwards people will stay for a photograph with Rav Schechter. Okay, we're on Bechoros Daf Samach Aleph. I'm just doing the last couple of lines. I'll begin 10 lines from the end of the Masechta. It says Itmar. People have a Gemara, otherwise you just listen. Itmar Omer L'Shluchot Seva Ser Lai. Now this is the Mishnah says that let's say a person is supposed to take one animal out of 10 for Maser Behema. So you have 10 animals in the pen. Animal 1 goes out, you go 1. Animal 2 goes out, you go 2. Then 9, and then 10, you say 10. And the 10 is a Maser Behema, so the person brings it as a korban and it has Kedushas Meiser. The Mishnah has a case, let's say the person doesn't count so well. So number 9, he calls 10. Number 10, he calls 9. And number 11, he calls 10. So the Mishnah learns they all have a level of Kedusha. So the 9th one is Ne'achal B'mumo. The 9th animal you'll eat when it gets a mum. The 10th animal you'll bring as a korban, and the 11th one you'll bring as a korban as well. So the Gemara takes up, let's say a person appoints a shliach to take ma'aser for him. So Zitmar Omer L'Shluchot Seva Seralai, if a person tells a shliach, a messenger, an agent, go take ma'aser for me, Rav Papi Shmid Ravamar Kara L'Chia Siri Kadosh L'Chadasar Siri Enu Kadosh. Rav Papi says, let's say he appoints a shliach, and now the shliach messes up. The shliach starts miscounting. So the first opinion that the Gemara quotes is at 9 he calls 10. So that's ne'achal b'mumo. That he'll eat when it gets a mum. So that he says that's not so terrible. He doesn't lose out. He just sticks around. He waits till the animal gets a blemish and he'll eat it. So he didn't lose out so much for that. He says, when he calls 11, 10. So that's a loss for him because calling number 11 10 means that he's obligated to bring a korban shlamim. So there's an idea in the Gemara of I've appointed you for my good. I appointed you to be a shliach to help me out, not to mess me up. So here, where this shliach, where he's according to the first opinion, this is one shot we could say where he's appointing, where he says number 11 is 10. So he says you went outside the scope of your agency. So it's not kadosh. Number 9, it's not so much out of the scope because I could deal with that. It's not such a big loss for me. Still within the scope of your agency. Rav Papa says even if he calls number 9 10, he went outside the scope of his agency, and even though it's just you could eat the animal with its mum, but still that's more of a tirachim for him, so it's outside the scope of his agency. So the Gemara says, so what's the difference between this case where we're saying you didn't follow the rules, so you lost your agency, and that which we learn in a Mishnah, which says in the Sechet Trumot, if a person says to a shliach, I want you to go take truma for me, Torah and Kedat Balabayit. So the person, we know that there's a mitzvah in the Torah to take truma. So on a deraisa level, it's chita chap poter decree. One chita will pater the whole pile. But Chazal teach us that a person takes 1/40th, 1/50th, 1/60th. If he's like an average person, he takes 1/50th. If he's a generous person, he gives 1/40th. And he's more stingy, he gives 1/60th of the crop. So let's say a person says to a shliach, I want you to take truma. So the Mishnah says he has to evaluate what he thinks the Balabayas would want him to take. In other words, the Balabayas didn't tell him, so he has to make a judgment. If he doesn't know what the opinion of the Balabayit is, so then he has to default and say, I'll take 1/50th. I don't know what he wants, I'll take 1/50th. Let's say he took 1/40th or 1/60th, truma to truma. So he made an evaluation, but it wasn't a correct evaluation. So he evaluated the guy would give 1/40th. And then he took truma, and the guy says, "What are you talking about? I never give 1/40th. I give 1/60th. I give my minimum. It's like taxes, whatever." So I'm not helping these kohanim out. So it says, nevertheless, it's truma to truma. So why is it by the maaser we say, I'm disowning you as a shliach because you messed me up, and I don't hold by anything you did, and anything you did has no koach. And here by truma we say you're stuck with it. So Amri, they said, Hatam Kevin, and here Moshe's going to read it now, but let me just say it outside. So over there, the Gemara says there are people who do give 1/40th, there are people who give 1/60th. So it's within like the reasonable realm of assessment that a person could say, that's the way I judge that he would give. But here, nobody goes around calling 11:10, or like 9:10. That's just like a bona fide mistake. So there you could say, I disown you. Here, he made a reasonable error of judgment. Okay, let's hear from Moshe, and then we'll do the Hadran and the Kaddish.